Today on the show, we cover a whole lot, including The Shallows, Star Trek Beyond trailer, Independence Day resurgence, Game of Thrones finale, and kick-ass women in media. It's time for Nerdy Pop.
Who's the real Harley?
Everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Nerdy Pop. My name is Matt Barnes, and with me again, as he always is,
I'm sorry.
my buddy Rob Liefeld.
Here I am.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. What a busy week. We have a lot to talk about.
We have a ton to talk about. I thought, as I was putting it together, the outline today, I'm like, this is going to be a packed
I know.
show.
We could do like just a day of the week now.
It's true.
There's news every day.
It's true.
It's crazy.
So let's get right into it with the nerdy news.
Let's do it.
All right, first up in the nerdy news, we had a big prediction a few weeks ago that Independence Day 2, Independence Day Resurgence, which, by the way, last week I accidentally called Independence Day Resurrection, and nobody called me on, which, thank you. We had a big pick that was going to do, both of us thought that was going to do very, very well.
I think me more than you. I went on Twitter. I made a complete jackass of myself. But here's the deal. So I plopped down my money. I went and saw it. I took my kids. I took my wife. I knew there was a problem at the 8 o'clock show on Friday night in the IMAX, in the gigantic IMAX when we were like the only people there. And I'm like, and I said to the lady, is this not doing good? She goes, no. And so we watched the movie, and you know, Matt, I know it didn't do well. And as I sat there, I was like, why am I not engaged?
Right.
And you know, you and I have talked about like my anxiety over the upcoming Star Trek movie.
Yes.
Because I feel like they need to like hit it out of the park with that.
Yeah.
Because I really want to see those characters and that story continue.
Yes.
And I'm invested. We watched Star Trek the other night, my family and I again, and I'm like, I just was smiling ear to ear. I love this cast. And what I realized in Independence Day is I don't care about any of these people.
Right.
They actually, the aliens could have won.
Yeah.
And I may have liked the movie better. and so I just, you know, that's my take. What did you take away?
Yeah, I same thing. I also feel like we probably, or at least I can say for me, I was very excited about it because it played on nostalgia.
Yes.
96, I was working at the movie theater. This was a huge movie, lines around the block, craziness. We'd never seen anything quite like that before, to that level. And now we see movies at that level on a regular basis with that level of special effects that have more developed plots, more developed characters that we care about. And this didn't have that. And so they waited almost too long for the nostalgia factor because of the fact that kids today never saw the original.
No.
They weren't there for that. If they had done it 10 years after, maybe. But now, kids today, I ask them, you see Independence Day, the original, they don't know what that is. And so they're not excited to see it. The story was...
It was goofy. It was goofy.
You had told me, what did you love about the original? We never knew about the aliens. They were
That's
this menacing thing that was here to kill us. We didn't know why. And this was like kind of trying to give you some backstory.
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
So I don't know. I just it was. I went.
I was shocked at my indifference. I was just shocked.
That's exactly.
And you know, I like monsters, and there's a monster in the last 30 minutes. To me, it's the best part of the movie. I'm a big monster guy. It looks good, even with all the CGI that we see on a regular basis. I thought this really stands the test. But at the end of the day, I was just like, I just don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't care. And my son was like, why is that one guy such a bad actor, Dad? And I'm like, Judd Hirsch is that bad in the original too. They just said, be here. That whole, I'm going to see my David.
Right.
That ran. The minute he said it, I'm like, oh, I hated. I didn't like this in the original.
If he hadn't been in there, you wouldn't have missed him.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
He wasn't.
Honestly, Matt, we've already given more time to the movie than the general audience did.
That's true.
If they passed it by, we might have done the same.
I will say this though. I thought it was hilarious how boldly they set up that next sequel that's never going to happen.
Ever. I'm like, when's that next sequel? Is that going to be on like YouTube, competing with us? Is the third Independence Day going to be competing with Nerdy Pop?
I wanted it to be good, but
no, me too, Matt. I paid good money. I bought IMAX tickets, so that's why friends at Fox. I paid. I gave at the bank.
We both did.
Come on, yeah.
Okay, so which brings up the Star Trek movie that's coming out, Star Trek Beyond. They put out a new trailer this week with Rihanna, and there was a lot of controversy. Is that going to be? And I thought, oh, really? Because they've never really done a pop song.
Right.
And I thought, that's going to be cheesy. But I freaking love that trailer.
It was really good.
It was great. The song felt very appropriate. It felt like the balance of the fun and excitement of the last films there was some sort of emotional significance or emotional weight to it that the original series had. It felt
Yeah.
like it was bringing that together. I really hope the movie actually lives up to that, but I thought this trailer, like, it was the final thing where I'm like, I'm now officially excited for this movie.
I'm with you. I've been up and down,
Yeah.
and like I said, I love the 2009 Star
Yeah.
Trek so much. It's perfect. It's a perfect film.
Yeah.
It is flawless. It's cast perfectly. It moves perfectly. The pacing, the concepts, and I know people got down on Into Darkness. I was just so happy to revisit this cast,
Yeah.
and I want to keep revisiting this cast. And unfortunately, the world we live in now, we all know about finances
Right.
and the success of a movie and the failure of movies. And my whole thing is I just hope they get this one
Right.
and knock it out of the park. And I gotta be honest, this summer has been largely kind of flat for me. At least, look, we made a bad call with Independence Day,
Yes,
and we own it.
we own that.
But we also said that Finding Dory was going to be one of the biggest of the summer, and that
Knocked it out.
fish is swimming away. That's going to
analogy.
happen.
Yeah.
It's going to pass Civil War.
Oh, yeah.
You cannot stop all the mommies, and
And it was good.
mommies and daughters and families are filling the Cineplex, man. I looked over and I'm like, there's a line for a movie. I'm in Independence Day, and there was people going to see Dory,
Yep.
the popular film. But I just think that Star Trek has a real shot now.
Yeah.
Given, I think the summer's been kind of flat.
Yeah.
And that trailer it showed me some big new stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you said it got back to the character stuff. I love how they're putting Chris Helmsworth in this trailer again, cutting him from
the original.
Again, my kids who saw it with us when we originally saw it
Yep.
in 2009, both of my boys are like, "That's Thor! That's Thor!" At the first 10 minutes, I'm like, "This is what got him this." And he is so good in that first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
They should do a little recall with him too, because he's so good.
Yeah.
Like the George Kirk, is that what his name?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, awesome stuff. But I'm very hopeful that Star Trek Beyond captures, maybe something that these other movies haven't.
Yeah, yeah. And our last bit of nerdy news this week, we can't walk away. After last week's recap
Yes.
of Game of Thrones.
Game of
this was the
Thrones.
Game of Thrones finale, which I've heard was, give me your take on it.
Matt, you need to watch the Game of Thrones. Dude, you are missing
Who's winning the
greatest.
game?
It's
And
setting
what
up.
team am I-
They're all at the.
Do they have
this week-
jerseys?
No. Here's the deal with the Game of Thrones finale. Cersei Lannister
Yes.
has been an awful person for 6 seasons. But Matt, 2 years ago, she made a deal with the religious sect. She thought she could take down her family from within, especially this rival, her son who was the king, and Marjorie who clearly was enjoying that she was more powerful than Cersei now.
Yeah.
Well, it backfired on her. They took her in. The Sparrows and the Faith Militant all took her in and humiliated her. And last year's finale was the longest walk of shame. She walked through the city. She got thrown naked.
I heard about that, yeah.
She's naked. Now, you should be watching this show, people. And my wife has watched every episode, and she is as clean and nice. You've met her.
My wife loves it.
Game of Thrones fanatic.
Yeah.
Joy Liefeld, Game of Thrones fanatic. Well, here's what I'm getting to. Cersei, they made me feel very bad for her last year.
Yeah.
And this on Sunday, and we put the spoiler thing in front of the
Yes,
episode,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay. She kills all these people. She murders some of them innocent. And she's toasting herself like, I'm a badass. I murdered all my enemies. And it's great because Marjorie realizes that she's screwed. She's like, and I read the interview with the actress, and she said, I didn't get outwitted by Cersei. The High Sparrow got outwitted. He underestimated her. It wasn't me. And I love that she is now not on the show because she's dead. And I'm Team Cersei. What I'm getting to is, I just want to see her win now. My youngest son really disturbed me early on in his life. I saw Star Wars and loved Luke Skywalker.
Yes. And he loved Jar Jar Binks?
No,
Oh, good.
Matt, he loves everything Darth Vader. And as a kid, I'm like, you like everything evil. And he's like, I want the Darth Vader. Give me the Darth Vader. Everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm a hero guy. You're a villain guy. Sunday night, I understood all of it. I want Cersei Lannister to knock those dragons out of the sky with wildfire. And if you watch the show, you know what that is. I want her to kill everybody. And at the end, cheer herself again like, I did it. She is magnificent. Now, I do also love Jon Snow, who is a terrific hero.
Yes.
Got some great revelations about him. And then the kid, there's a kid, the youngest surviving Stark boy, because they've all been massacred. He found a new hub to transmit to. I guess there's these trees that are like modems, and he kind of went, I can touch the tree, and he can become the three-eyed raven, which is, I know, Matt. Like, my one buddy was like, you're blowing it for me. I'm like, there's 60 characters. I blew it for 2. The other 58 are safe.
Well, and it feels like I've heard that everybody has died every week. It's like, how do they have people left?
Matt, the Khaleesi and her dragons, she made her unions. She's going to, I'm not sure if she's going to actually get to King's Landing first. She may detour, because I'm like, are they going straight there? Like, but she has her alliances, and she is heading straight towards Cersei. And Cersei, and I'm not sure her brother's really happy for, because Jaime Lannister, his claim to fame is he killed the Mad King, who was going to do what his sister just did, and he did it to prevent the kingdom from suffering. But now Cersei, I mean, she is the most evil, but awesome. And it fits in with what we're talking. We're talking about kick-ass women.
We are.
Game of Thrones, Khaleesi, Daenerys, kick-ass woman. Cersei, most kick-ass of the kick-ass women.
Okay.
Her son killed himself in this episode, and she's like, I'll take the throne instead. I mean, you're like, what? And okay, so
Fantastic.
We've been in our neighborhood for 2 years now, and they've learned that the Liefelds are loud when they listen to sports.
Okay.
I am very calm right now. You think I'm at sports? I am on the couch. I am screaming.
I can hear you
yelling.
through Twitter.
People from and people from the other side of the street. I'm surprised they haven't called the cops on us. And like, is there something going on over there? Because, I mean, I scream, I yell. And Sunday night, I think they were like, I thought the NBA playoffs were over. What's going on in that Liefeld house? Because now I was like, yeah! It was on. I mean, it was the single best episode of Game of Thrones. And last week I told you that was the single best.
Right.
And I saw a lot of people saying, last week I thought it was the best. But this has all the forces now positioned.
Yeah.
And the thing is, are they going to take out the wrong person, because the White Walkers, Matt, which are basically snow zombies,
right?
are coming for everybody. Oh. And so in the meantime, like, are you going to kill the wrong person? Because here's my prediction. My prediction, we'll come back in 2 years. I think the White Walkers win, and the throne has got snow blowing on it. And at the end, and you're like, there's the Iron Throne with no one sitting in it because everyone died. And I hope that happens. I hope Cersei is the one who kills them all. So
there you go.
Matt, I'm excited.
Wow.
Game of Thrones. That woke me up. Woo!
I can tell.
Dude, Cersei Lannister is a badass.
Excellent.
Matt, but strong women are a staple of Game of Thrones?
Yes, and today that is our topic for the day, is kick-ass women in media and in movies and TV and everything. And so we're going to actually start with a little game that we call Deathmatch.
We're playing a game?
We're playing a game.
A game of
not
Thrones?
No,
okay.
Not a Game of Thrones.
I love this.
So we now have, we each have picked our top 5 kick-ass women.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
And we're going to start with our number 5, and we'll hold them up at the same time.
Okay,
and
my
then,
number 5. Whoa,
and then we'll see.
Mine are numbered. I don't know who I want to be my number 5. I just rearranged, so I have a number 1.
Okay.
Okay.
These are characters that we've chosen.
I just want to say right now, all of my numbers could be number 1.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to.
It was hard. I had a lot.
But here's the deal: strong women are, like, if you think about it, and you'll see by our list, I'm sure, a staple of science fiction and fantasy.
Yes.
Like, and you're going to see, especially, I mean, since I was a kid, they gave me $6 Million Man, and I'll just go first.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to cheat you and go first and go with my 5. But I preferred the Bionic Woman. Nice. Now listen, I'm old, and I don't care if you haven't seen this show. You should go buy it. It's available. No. Right. Jamie Summers was amazing. I would prefer. Okay, and here's where Robbie Liefeld got screwed. My dad is a pastor. Our church decided we'd have services Sunday evening, horrible, and Wednesday nights, horrible. When was $6 Million Man? Sunday evening. When was Bionic Woman? Wednesday evening. I would run home and always catch the last 20 minutes of every episode, and then after I would get sick for Jamie. I'm too sick to go to church tonight. Jamie Summers is gonna battle Bigfoot, Dad. I'm too sick.
And for those of you young people watching, that's because back then you had to watch it when it actually aired.
That's it.
You couldn't.
There was no
DVR.
Yes.
You had to actually
Matt,
do the thing.
Jamie Summers, Bionic Woman. Okay, my number 5.
My number 5, Sydney Bristow.
Oh my gosh, I
love her! Alias was the first show I watched, first episode to last. I fell in love with Sydney Bristow, Jennifer Garner, but I mean, she just every week was kicking ass and like in different costumes and different things, and yet still looking super hot and
always
just
the different costumes.
The kind of girl person
Yes.
you just want to hang out with. She seems so
Yes.
nice, but then she's like kicking ass. And Anna Espinosa was the other bad
And saving
girl,
Bradley
and
Cooper.
Yeah, that's right.
Always
that's where Bradley Cooper
saving
started.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he was lost on that show, but she was saving
That's
him
another show of
constantly.
JJ's. Lost is
That's-
another.
yeah, right, exactly.
No, honestly,
Yeah.
that show was terrific. I cannot even believe I blanked. She was the best. That
Yes.
show was appointment television.
It was.
And J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, that's where JJ's. It was his second show. He did Felicity.
Yes.
But yeah, his first big kind of thing that
was the
got
breakout.
Got me
Yep.
in, man. He
That
just
was the
grabbed me.
breakout. They, I remember they had the Super Bowl. They had the. She had the second season Super Bowl episode where they like rewrote the whole what you know is not what you know.
Yeah, they brought down SD6 and the
was
whole
great.
thing, and it was.
Matt,
so good.
that's
So
a tough
good.
one. That's a tough one. I may have to concede my 5, but
All right.
I now see your 5, and I raise your JJ with Rey
Nice.
from Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Let me tell you
Nice.
something. I just love that the new face of Star Wars is a female.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, my daughter is 12 years old, 11 when we saw this, and I was just like, this is so great. She has a great heroine. I mean, because that battle with Kylo Ren at the end is just, I have probably watched that alone 30 times.
Yeah.
I love that fight.
So good.
And at the end when I'm like, is the Force awakening at that moment? Is that when she's awakening? Like the lightsaber and boom, kicks his ass.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it's like, now I am the chosen. I mean,
Was that when the Force awakened?
I think
in
so.
that moment, right
well,
there.
There have been people who were like, when did it awaken? I think she was awakening, and look, I cannot wait until she now runs, into trouble with Luke Skywalker, which is clearly, come on, the end of that movie. Here's your lightsaber, and Mark Hamill
staring
emoting.
intently.
Mark Hamill emotes and cut. No, I think she's great. Rey is my number 4. I think she's fantastic. Heroine for a new age. She'll be with us a long time.
Nice.
Very exciting. So
Excellent.
that's who?
My number 4 is Hit Girl. From
Dude,
Kick-Ass.
Hit Girl.
She's
awesome.
I remember going to see. I had never read the comic.
Yes.
I went and saw this movie, and
Yes.
she was 12. She
so
was
great.
12 years old, and she just was
Cursing up a storm.
awesome.
Yes, and
I was
murdering people.
So just like, what?
Yep.
This like cute little kid, and then she puts on the purple wig, and she literally. I was watching the scenes, like reminding myself on YouTube today, just like, and I'm just like, I can't even remember that it was that crazy. But she's just going to town on these guys.
When Nicolas Cage, I think, is being held.
Yes.
And then she comes through and kills everybody to
Oh.
save him. You're like, she's a kid and she's killing all of you. Now, appropriately,
Yes.
my number 3, I believe, inspired Hit Girl. I did not know you were going to drop Hit Girl.
Okay, what
but
do you
I
got?
believe, because there's some Tarantino in Kick-Ass.
Oh, I see
a
where
lot
we're
of
going
Tarantino.
with this.
And the bride. Uma Thurman, Papa, as I call her. She is rad. I mean, from the absolute first scene of Kill Bill, when she and Vivica A. Fox are throwing down, and Vivica A. Fox reaches into the cereal and goes, "Oh, I'm just trying to get cereals."
Bam.
Kills her. Oh! I mean, and then the end. I'm telling you, her battle at the tea house with Crazy 88.
Yeah.
Is that one of my favorite action scenes I've ever seen.
Amazing.
I mean, Tarantino is directing God, but this is to me his funnest movie and his best, most fleshed out character. She had two movies, but the sword play, the double pump heart.
Oh yeah,
it's so
the 5-point.
So, but I do.
So
Do you
good.
see? I think. Because this was like 2002,
Yeah.
and then that's like 2009 or
Yeah,
2010. I definitely saw a little Hit Girl.
Oh, for sure.
Little bride.
Oh, for sure.
So is that my 3? That's my 3.
That's your 3.
Okay.
My 3 is Rita Vransky
Dude,
from Edge of
she
Tomorrow.
was on my list. She's so good.
She was.
Yes.
And Emily Blunt came out of nowhere to me on this one.
Yes.
'Cause she'd been in other, but this movie, first of all, is a fantastic movie.
It is brilliant.
If you haven't seen this movie, you need to see Edge of Tomorrow. It's so good.
This
and
summer
I don't know
has
why,
me yearning for a movie that good.
right? And I don't know why it didn't get as much press and as
Yeah.
much success as it is. It was excellent. But She was awesome in it. She was just so badass.
She's fantastic.
And it was, I would say, more her movie than Tom Cruise's movie.
I agree. And I mean, she's really the focal point and what he's aspiring to the whole movie. And she just, again, looks so awesome.
Yes.
With all her stuff. And see, my wife and I, I think they did a thing on Friends once. They both had a list, like who they could, get with. And my wife and I, we've talked to, the way we do it is, which is a little weird, like, hey, if we were Mormon, could she be a sister wife? So Emily Blunt clearance on sister wife status, so awesome. And British and
so good.
So awesome.
So good.
My British sister wife when we become Mormon. Is that, wait, so that's your number 2.
That was my number 3. Yeah.
She's great. Great movie, by the way. Okay, dude. Oh, you cannot best, but she's my number 2, so I guess I did best her. But dun 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 dun. Wonder Woman, nice. Lynda Carter. Oh my gosh, this is what Saturday nights were all about in the Liefeld house.
Nice.
Because I didn't have to act sick to not go to church, because thank God there was no church on the Saturday night. And I think she had 4 seasons. She skipped networks at one point. That went from ABC to NBC. But Matt, I showed my daughter, who was into Wonder Woman. I was like, I'm going to pull up, because I've got them all on DVD. And I said, and then I said to my wife, because I knew she wouldn't recognize the actress. There's a 2-part episode of my favorites as a kid, and it's when the Nazis actually take over. They learn the location of Paradise Island and they take it over, but it's because of Wonder Girl, and they introduced Wonder Girl. And I highly recommend you find the 2 episodes with Deborah Winger.
Really?
Making her debut as Wonder Girl. Yes, Academy Award Deborah Winger is, and she's like, "Hi sis." She's real like, 1940s like pigtails, and then but she does her twirl, and there's an iconic where they're both running, Wonder Woman and Wonder Girl. But no, oh my gosh, bullets and bracelets, and I think Lynda Carter. I mean, Gal Gadot is great, but just like Christopher Reeve, kind of like Wonder Woman for the ages.
Very classic.
And did you read? She is the president of the United States on next season's Supergirl, which is great casting. Yes. That's the best stunt casting. So got to shout it out to my girl Wonder Woman.
Nice.
All right,
Lynda Carter. All right, my number. What are we on? Number 3? Number 2?
Your number 2.
My number 2 is The Bride.
Oh, no way!
Yeah.
Dude!
Because come on.
Oh
my gosh.
Crossing streams.
This movie was amazing.
I love it.
I mean, Kill Bill was just.
It is. I love how you didn't. That was good. You did that. I didn't know you had The Bride.
Yeah, the Kill Bill is by far my favorite Tarantino movie.
Yeah, easily.
Both of them, I just love. And there's rumors of a sequel.
Please.
A new one.
Please. Yes.
Kids or something. I don't know, but
have that girl grow up.
I'm in it. So we've already talked about it, but
okay.
Yes.
No. I mean, honestly, it is. To me, it's his best movie.
Yes.
It's the most fun.
It is.
And it's like
so
it's a different genre. It's a Western. It's a grindhouse film.
Yep.
It's a Hong Kong action film. Yeah, it's great.
All right, so
I have to give my number 1.
This is our number 1. So this is the death match. We have to decide who actually will win between our number ones.
I've already established pretty much that she will beat everyone because Cersei Lannister
How did I not see that
will kill her own children to get you. You can't raise the bar higher. I will murder my children to get back at you. No, I'm telling you, Matt,
true.
when you get around, I will sleep with my brother because, as she said on Sunday night's episode, I like him inside of me. So yeah, it's great. This is not safe for work. So yeah, no, Cersei Lannister is.
That's what I'm missing out on.
Now you're gonna have to watch it. Now you're gonna go and watch it. I just think she is one of the great screen characters. Is she a heroine? Villainous?
Villain. Yeah.
She's magnificent. Cersei Lannister is currently my most. I mean, if it's kick-ass female, I think I'm holding the strong card here. But let's see who your number 1 is.
Ellen Ripley.
Oh, Cersei Lannister would team with the aliens and
See, and that's what I'm thinking. Because Ripley's badass.
She
goes through it
the
all.
ultimate sci-fi woman.
But
yes.
She would not sacrifice her own children to win. I don't.
No, Cersei would, but it would be a great.
It would
fight.
be an amazing battle.
When she says at the end of Alien,
maybe tougher.
What does she say? It's got the B word in it. She says something, you bitch,
yeah,
at the end of Alien 2, and it's a big deal. She has her cool sneakers on that they marketed, and she would be talking to Cersei.
Yes.
And
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I think Wonder Woman's like, what? Like I could take all of you. Why am I 2? But I gotta go. Look, Matt. So are we gonna have like our viewers
I think
and
we
our
should.
awesome subscribers who have been so like giving us great feedback?
Yes.
They should weigh in on this.
Yes, they should. So we will post this on Instagram, and you guys will decide in the end who would win in a epic battle royale between Cersei Lannister and Ellen Ripley from Alien.
And she'll sleep with her brother. Okay, she already does that. So, but Matt,
got nothing
seriously.
for that.
So no. You know what? The thing is, this summer we're already seeing more awesome women.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I'm a good dad. I need to say I'm a good dad. My daughter said, hey, we're watching that TV commercial for the big effing guy.
Yeah.
Because when I see BFG, I go, it's the big effing guy. And I don't know what it means, but in our family, it's, I said to my daughter, do you want to see the big effing guy? And she goes, no, Dad, I want to go see The Shallows. And I said, get your coat on, your hoodie, and we're going to see The Shallows. It's out tonight, last Thursday. And Livy and I checked, am I bringing it over to R? It's PG-13, victory for Dad. And let me tell you something. Blake Lively versus the Shark. Matt,
Yeah.
go see The Shallows.
Oh, I want to.
It is so good. Blake Lively holds the screen the entire time. She is fantastic. And that shark, I mean, he's nerve-wracking. My daughter, my favorite thing is the next day we're in the pool. And she goes, Dad, let's reenact The Shallows. She goes, you're the shark and I'll be the wino. And I just want to leave you with, find out what happens to the wino. Go see The Shallows.
Okay.
There is a wino who wonders. Yeah, I won't give it away to you, but it's awesome. And she's a woman who kicks ass, and I
Yes.
could not be happier. Blake Lively, I got to be honest, Matt, I saw every episode of Gossip Girl, my wife and I, appointment television. Hello, CW.
Wouldn't have called that,
Hello,
but okay.
Blair. I'm sorry. It's my Gilmore Girls.
Yes. Yes.
Gossip Girl. So we love Blake, and seeing Blake, and my daughter just can't stop talking about The Shallows, and it's a great. That shark is also enormous. Very, very, very good. But the next female who I think is going to kick ass
Harley Quinn.
is Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Who is coming up in a couple weeks.
Yes.
And I think what is probably going to end up maybe the Dory will rule, but the cool movie of the summer could really be Suicide Squad. And it's interesting in researching Harley Quinn, you realize this is the version that Harley Quinn debuted in, which I don't know if everyone knows.
Batman the Animated Series.
Batman the Animated Series. Paul Dini, Bruce Timm introduced her on the animated series first.
Yeah.
And she eventually made her way into the comics. And it's really interesting. The thing I find interesting about Harley Quinn, with Batman, he's instantly identifiable.
Sure.
Always with the mask, the cowl, the ears. Whether it's Dark Knight 50 years later or, Batman 2099, he still has ears. She has had, these are all Harley Quinn. To our viewers, this is the Arkham Asylum Harley Quinn, which is what I believe, if you scrub her face, this is really Margot Robbie, where they're headed.
Suicide Squad.
And this is how Harley Quinn has been depicted for about the last 5 years in the DC Comics. And literally, you could put these on the shelves and not tell anybody, and they're going to think they're three different characters.
Right.
I tried with my own family who are not as aware because they're like, well, this one looks like, they scolded me. This one looks like Harley Quinn, Dad, because she looks like Margot Robbie in the trailers. But with Margot Robbie now, she doesn't have as much makeup on. But I think in the comics they just changed her. She changed her hair to blonde, and she turned to the camera and she said, "I look much more cinematic." So they're setting up to transition. But it really is fascinating, the history of Harley Quinn. And how visually she is so popular. But again, I'm looking at Deadpool behind you, and still looks like Deadpool. 25 years later, that's his identifiable look. Darth Vader looks like Darth Vader. She is ridiculously popular, but has had multiple variations. But I do believe she is the breakout of Suicide Squad.
Yes.
I remember when they cast her, I was like, oh, game over. Margot Robbie.
Well, and there's rumors even that they're planning a Harley Quinn spin-off.
Oh yeah,
movie.
which they should.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, especially if it's that they're talking about women of DC.
Right.
Women of DC.
Right.
But I think, again, getting back to my youth, Wonder Woman, which we already talked about, Bionic Woman, and then Matt, I got to tell you, again, because I like to educate because I'm old.
Sure.
And old people like to tell other people things they may not know because it makes them feel better. And I'm
Share
going to
your
be that guy
wisdom,
right
Rob.
now. Okay. Spinning off of Shazam, a show that was in 1975 when I was a kid. They spun off ISIS. And it is my great pain and sorrow that my beautiful ISIS is now associated with these worldwide terrorists.
Right.
Because it is it's ruining my childhood. But Isis, she had her awesome raven that she talked to, and no, she had all these powers. She became almighty Isis. She was a school teacher by day.
Of course.
But she wandered in a pyramid and discovered the powers of Isis. And this was on every Saturday morning for 2 years. You would do well to watch these, Matt, after Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Watch Mighty Isis. But since I was a kid, I mean, strong women have always been on the television, in the Cineplex, as we're discussing.
Right.
And the great thing is, now I can pick out one of this week's comics. I mean, the females in comics are blowing up.
Yep.
Spider-Gwen and Gwenpool are huge new additions to the Marvel pantheon of female characters.
Interesting.
Along with Captain Marvel, Ms. Marvel, Spider-Woman. I mean, these are really the growth industry in comics, and it's cool because I'll be honest. When I was coming up in the business, maybe there was 2 or 3 females, period, in the comic book world. And look, it was such a boys' club for so long.
Sure.
But even isn't there a female director? I can't believe I'm forgetting her name, but she directed the Wonder Woman movie.
Patty Jenkins.
Dude, you're awesome! Thank you for saving me, Patty Jenkins. Who did she do from Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
I think
maybe.
so. But bottom line, I may be wrong. But yeah, it's great to see behind the camera, on the page, the writers and illustrators are now bringing their female perspective. And I'm telling you, man, bring it on. I mean, I've been doing this for 29 years, drawing and producing comic books, and it's great to see, whether it's cinema or comics, the expansion of and look, female empowerment. Because like I said, hey man, in my household, it was, like I said, if you put a gun to my head, you want to see the $6 Million Man or Bionic Woman? I would rather watch Jamie Summers. Sorry, Lee Majors, you just didn't do it for me like Lindsay Wagner. But so women kick ass. We got some good choices, and they're going to let us know if Cersei can defeat Ripley. Okay.
And then we've got, of course, the big one coming in the next year is the new Wonder Woman.
First in line.
Which I
She's
think
the best part
fantastic.
of BVS. You know what? They've just been scared. I know my buddies in the business for the longest time. And again, think of what I just said with The Shallows.
Yeah.
The Shallows was predicted to do $8 million this weekend. It did $17 million. Nice. They underestimated.
Yeah.
Look, women are always underestimated. We're stupid. We underestimate them. Mm-hmm. We underestimate what they're capable of. That's why I think we love to see them kick ass so much and see the bride take out all the 88 because she's like, no one saw that coming. Yeah. Like, we're stupid. And it's awesome to be like just so wrong and go, we underestimated this awesome power. And I think with Wonder Woman and female characters, because Matt, I've had a couple of studios, producers try and make some of my comic book characters, and the studio goes, well, you know, it's hard to make stuff about females. You know, the audience isn't there. It's a lie. Yeah. And crazy, my sons didn't want me to take them to The Shallows. It was my daughter.
Yeah.
And I mean, I just think that the studios have underestimated the power of the female dollar. And look at what we just talked about. Rey is the star of The Force Awakens. Yeah. And I think they kept that pretty hidden. Yes. We knew she was in it, but we didn't know she was the show. Yeah. And she is the show.
She is.
And again, like I said, man, it's cool. It's cool to see a change of pace because we've had, like, honestly, there was that era of Arnold and Bruce and Sylvester Stallone, and that's over. Right. And like you said, the best part of Edge of Tomorrow was Emily Blunt. Right. Oh, what was her character's name?
Rita Verdansky.
You're good. You're good, man.
I love that movie. It was so good.
That's why I think, and Wonder Woman will do really well. It looks fantastic, and then you'll see them greenlight 5 more. Yeah. That's how they do it.
For sure. All right, so we are moving on to your comic recommendations for this week.
I'll make it quick. This week, look, every week I've been showing you DC. DC has kind of a light week this week. Thank you to Big Red Comics for getting me these books early so I can share them on the show. The book of the week. Okay, 5 weeks ago. Yeah. They put out Captain America #1, and it rocked comics. And it was a great, the behind the scenes was that DC had their rebirth movement. Right. And it was coming, and everyone was ready. No one was ready for Captain America. Captain America took all the headlines the next day because at the end of the last episode, Hail Hydra. Hail Hydra. He killed a dude, and then he proclaimed his allegiance to Hydra. And then you saw in the backstory that it was set up years ago with his mom meeting a woman who recruited her, and you're like, oh my gosh, has Steve Rogers always been an agent of Hydra? And here's the great thing. There's a lot of secrets spilled in this one. You know what? Kudos to Marvel for not dragging it out and showing you exactly how they get to that point. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah. But it involves some familiar Captain America faces. Okay. Working behind the scenes. This is the big book in the comic stores this week, and it's I read it on the way over here. Yeah. It's great, and like I said, big familiar. If you only know Captain America from the movies, you'll see some familiar faces.
Okay.
Guys like you, if I gave you Captain America 1 and 2, and that is, that's a tribute to Marvel being smart.
Yeah.
I can give these to Matt Barnes, and you'd be like, "This is pretty cool. I know you.
Yeah.
You would totally dig it." This week, there's a new Inhuman introduced. They're already going back to press on this. A new Inhuman named Mosaic, who can take other people's identities, but a brand new Marvel character debuting in the pages of Inhumans. Black Panther is fantastic. The star of Civil War. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be Spider-Man." Dude, give me more Black Panther.
Yeah.
He was so awesome.
He was great.
That scream that I do, and the neighbors get concerned about when at the end of Black Panther, when it revealed that they're all with him in Wakanda.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh my gosh, this is awesome! Black Panther is the man." New issue out. Got to see it, and I could not. Come on. It's Deadpool. Deadpool and Spider-Man.
Really?
Quietly, one of Marvel's most successful books of the last year. Who knew that chocolate and peanut butter would taste so good to you? And Deadpool and Spider-Man are doing amazing things every issue, having a great time. And this is such a great cover with him.
That's awesome.
But this comes out tomorrow. Lot of great books. There's some new DC rebirths. I saw Superman. I just didn't grab it at the time. But these are the keys. To me, it's all about Marvel this week. I've been doing DC for 3 straight weeks, and then I gave Wonder Woman all this praise. What's wrong with me? I like DC fans.
Well,
I'm a new man.
I will say I don't usually have much to contribute to this, but because of your DC recommendations, I read Rebirth.
Okay.
The big one, and then I read all the number ones.
Wow!
I know, because it's so good.
Matt Barnes, welcome to my world. Thank you.
It was so good.
We're crossing streams all over.
I thought it was fantastic the way they pulled it all together. They're taking the best of what happened with New 52, not abandoning it completely, but then also working. I mean, obviously, kind of retconning a little bit because of some missteps maybe there. It didn't work out, whatever, but. Overall, bringing it all together, and then Watchmen. I mean, has Watchmen
comics
ever been a
fun
part
again.
of it?
You know what? Comics are fun again. That's the thing. That's this grim and gritty kind of thing has really maybe played its course.
Yeah.
I mean, I think with Batman versus Spider-Man, again, I see the world, and I mention them all the time, but they really are always teaching me, are my kids. And during the Christmas Day NBA game, which has a lot of eyeballs, my son during the commercials turned to me and said, "Dad, is that Batman versus Superman? Is that a real commercial? I'm like, "What do you mean is it a real commercial?" He goes, "Are they serious?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "There's grit in their teeth." These are, and I'm like, it's interesting what he picks up on, and he did not accept that. But I think movies that are fun, like Civil War, like Deadpool, like Jungle Book, that's the kind of stuff that people are responding to. And you know what we did? Women who kick ass, in a couple weeks, we got 4 women who are going to kick ass. I know it's kind of in the Independence Day boat. It's treacherous waters. I'm rooting for the Ghostbusters. Yeah. I think the movie's going to be great. Like I said, I'm dying on the Paul Feig vine. Yeah. And that he and Melissa McCarthy and Kristen Wiig, they make good products. Yeah. But so I mean,
I'm hoping. I really want it to be good.
But Matt, I just think this year. And here's the deal. One of my comic book retailers. Yeah. I said, "How's business?" He's like, "Well, good. DC Rebirth, they're selling." He goes, "But Rob, you know what? Election years are tough. People are going to start closing their wallets come fall. They get nervous. They get really nervous. And you know how it shakes out for new president." This is what he's saying to me. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, I'm learning. I was not aware of this, but he runs a great operation. He shared this with me, and I said, that's really interesting. And when I got in the car, I'm like, that's funny. If people are having anxiety, they want escapism, which is fun. Yeah. And I think that's what's working in 2016 is it fun?
Well, and that's what I think that's what Marvel's just done so brilliantly with their movies. Is they made them fun.
And DC is rediscovering with Flash and Green Arrow and these books, and they're making them more fun.
I think Suicide Squad's going to be a great step for them in the movie department.
Very big deal. Big deal. So we're going to do Toy of the Week or what?
We are. It's time for Toy of the Week.
Toy of the Week! How are we getting the toys?
James, my production assistant James here.
Thank you, brother.
Who's also my flight instructor.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hey, good job. Okay.
Thank you. Everybody give James a hand.
So,
thank you. Yeah.
James, thank you.
What do we got here, Rob?
Here's the deal. This week's both toys of the week are focused on one thing primarily. Yep. If you'll see right here, is it on this one too? Right here, 2010 San Diego Comic-Con.
Nice.
Matt, this is Comic-Con swag.
This is what I have to look forward to.
You are going to learn what it's like to be in a room with 100,000 people, each carrying this, going, "Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me," and you're like, "What hell have I sentenced myself to?" No, this is the kind of stuff, like I said, Hasbro comes big. So does Mattel.
Okay.
So do Legos. I mean, who am I forgetting? I mean, all of the Funko Pop. Funko Pop now owns Comic-Con. But so this is a special doll. I know we don't like to say that, but my sons hold me to it that I play with Dad. Dolls. I also play with Dad. This is Galactus. Galactus is. I mean, this is big. This is big.
That is.
This legitimately is a doll. You could go to bed with this and like a teddy bear.
Cuddle with it.
Like Galactus, can you please put me to sleep? I mean, it's gigantic. It's not like a G.I. Joe figure, but this is the kind of stuff that they go. Sorry, Harley. That they go. That they have there, and what you do, Matt, is you stand in a ridiculously long line, or have a friend, but your friend's likely not going to because he's got limits, and he's already buying for 10 people, and it's like, get it yourself, Liefeld. So this
sounds like a personal experience
yes,
you're recounting
there. I
here?
Very much. Now this, Matt,
that thing is sweet, and it's got your signature there on the back.
So let's open it from right here.
Yep.
Let's open it from right here.
Okay.
This is the Deadpool taco truck that was out in 2013. So this is recent.
Nice.
And they put the Deadpool core out. Now show everybody.
Okay.
They
so
came. No. Again, these were only available at Comic-Con.
We've got Squirrel Pool and Dog Pool.
Each Deadpool figure was in a taco.
So great.
So hello. I mean, it's awesome.
Kid pool.
I mean, they go big.
They do.
They go big.
And this is just for Comic-Con?
This is a Comic-Con exclusive.
And
which
Lady
is why
Deadpool.
about, let's say the floor opens at 10 o'clock and people are running out with these. And like I said, you're going to get run over. People are, get out of my way, boom. And then you'll be in the lobby of the hotels and people will have, there'll be entire families and they can't carry it all, but they're going up to their room to list it on eBay and go, $1,000, Comic-Con Galactus.
Nice.
You know you want it, Argentina. So like I said,
awesome.
The Toys of the Week, again, I brought you Comic-Con exclusives. And as we build to the road to Comic-Con, because we're heading down, a couple weeks here, I mean, Matt, there are entire websites that are like, here are the 100 exclusives that you can get at Comic-Con. And we're going to be announcing a couple of them on here because the cool thing is, one of the toy companies said, Rob, will you announce some for me? Nice. And I said, of course I will. And we'll do it here on Nerdy Pop.
Love it. Awesome.
So Toy of the Week this week, it centers on Comic-Con swag and the exclusives that await you, which is why people descend on this show. I mean, it's about comics. It's about films. People who go, comic books all about Hollywood, that is 100% not correct. It's about stuff.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait for you to be there.
And we're going to Comic-Con. We're taking Nerdy Pop to Comic-Con, so you guys have that to look forward to. It's going to be awesome.
I've warned people, and you guys who've been there, I've warned Matt. I said, Matt, you need to go one day just to acclimate yourself.
Yes.
Because it's insane. You're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it. But yeah, Toy of the Week, Deadpool Taco Truck, supersized Galactus doll that I love and is my treasure.
Nice.
So anyway,
awesome.
that's Toy of the Week, and next week I think I'm going to give it over to you. You're going to do Toy of the Week.
Okay.
It'll be exciting.
All right. Well, we wrapped up today our social media contest and gave away finally that 1 in 100 Deadpool signed cover. But we've got a new social media contest going. We have a full-on Deadpool pack.
Deadpool Super Pack.
What do you got?
Okay, we got a Deadpool Funko Pop.
Yep.
The one of the latest Funko Pops. I'm going to sign this.
Yep. Oh,
and
cool.
then an exclusive Deadpool #1 Mercs for Money that came out a few months ago. These are exclusive to my website and are bought exclusively for my website. You can't get this in the store. This Deadpool #1 also exclusive to my website.
Excellent.
And then this Micronauts, which there are going to be new. They're relaunching Micronauts. You never heard of it. It was a toy from my youth.
Okay.
They're relaunching Micronauts with
Nice.
exclusive toys at Comic-Con. But IDW just started doing Micronauts. I did this exclusive cover available where, kids? Only on my website. But you're going to get them here in our new
Social media contest. Exactly.
So that's what you got to look forward to. So 3 #1 comics and a Deadpool Pop.
Awesome. So visit nerdypopshow.com to find out all the details on how you can win the Ultimate Deadpool package here with Rob's signatures all over it. And definitely follow us on...
Vote for Cersei!
Definitely follow us on social
you.
media at Nerdy Pop Show, both on Twitter and Instagram. And you can
Bring
you
it on,
vote
Dragon Queen.
on this.
Bring it on, Queen of the Dragons. You'll see.
You're really into this.
I want her to win. Not a chance. All right. Thank you for joining us. Be nerdy and poppy.
That's right.
I just made that up.
That's so good. We'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Woo!
I like Be Nerdy and Poppy.
Yes! We did it! That's 4!
That's 4.
And I'm sweaty.
It's a little warm in here, yeah.